Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 10 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news out of Pitt County where people are worried that government shutdown may impact SNAP benefits within the county. A letter from the federal government announced that November food and nutrition services, FNS, including SNAP benefits, may be disrupted if the shutdown continues. The letter was sent on Thursday to the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. Pitt County Manager Janice Gallagher says the agency is working to get a better idea of what disruption could mean for residents. Social Services Director Shannon Rochelle says those who use FNS benefits may either not be issued benefits or may not see their typical amount. Now, according to Pitt County, there are more than 14,000 FNS cases within the county's DSS. FNS recipients can check their balances in the EBT Edge app or by calling the number on the back of the EBT card. Individuals may dial 211 or visit nc211.org to connect with local food pantries, meal programs, and other essential services. And again, sticking with the federal government shutdown, we now check in to Washington, D.C., where Ryan Nobles is standing by with more.
Day 21 of the federal government shutdown, and already food banks across the country are bracing for an influx of need. Social safety net programs like SNAP are set to run out of money by the end of the month.
If those SNAP dollars get cut in half, that would mean that a local food center, food bank would have to quadruple their output just to meet that need.
Those same food banks not just preparing for people missing benefits, but also full-time federal workers who are on the verge of missing a second paycheck. Many of those workers still on the job at airports across America, leading to flight delays from air traffic controllers and TSA officers calling in sick. Federal workers at airports aren't the only ones not being paid. And this week, the Senate is planning to attempt to alleviate some of that pressure by passing a bill that would at least get paychecks for those federal workers who are still required to work.
It has become clear that Democrats' previous concerns had more to do with politics than with principle.
But Democrats continue to hold their ground, arguing any bill passed must consider health care reforms.
The ACA premium crisis is not a fix-it-later issue, like Republicans keep pretending it is. It's a fix-it-now issue.
Cancer survivor Kenny Capps gets his health insurance through the Affordable Care Act. If the subsidies lapse, he may be forced to go without coverage.
That could be twice what my mortgage payment is, which means that I'm going to have to start making decisions about what I pay.
Meanwhile, the shutdown continues and is on pace to break records. If it extends for more than 2 weeks, it will become the longest shutdown of all time. Some on Capitol Hill are bracing for that possibility.
We are shorthanded already with air traffic controllers, with TSA agents, keeping the airports safe and our flights safe. We cannot afford this nonsense.
And again, that was Ryan Nobles reporting. We now turn to your weather forecasts. And again, we've got our eyes on the tropics. We're anticipating another system being named possibly later on today. Let's take a look at that area of concern. Right now, here it is. It's right in the center of the Caribbean. Next name up on the list is Melissa. Now, even though the National Hurricane Center is giving this a 100% chance of tropical formation, still has yet to make that announcement yet. We're anticipating that as we get closer to the 11 a.m. update, they being the National Hurricane Center, will again name this system Melissa. Now, whether or not it has a name, this is not immediately going to get anywhere close to the U.S. As you can see, it's going to continue to meander around the Caribbean, around the center of the Caribbean Sea, and may impact Jamaica as we head towards really Thursday and Friday. For now, it's a system we'll continue to keep an eye on, but certainly not one we need to be overly concerned about here in the east. In fact, we're going to be looking at more of a cold frontal system moving in versus a warm tropical system. You can kind of see the cloud cover from that cold front sitting further back towards the west across West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, even across Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas. That frontal system, again, is expected to move across the east later on tonight, bringing with it another cool down. Air temperatures today getting into the mid-70s. We'll see cooler weather coming up, though, over the following 3 days. Low 70s Wednesday, upper 60s coming up for Thursday and Friday. Right now in the low 60s in Washington, southerly wind 5 miles an hour. Beautiful blue skies across the entirety of the skyline over eastern North Carolina. Today is going to be a warmer day than what we had yesterday, but current air temperatures, again, still pretty chilly out there. Do want to say good morning to Billy George tuning in from a chilly Emerald Isle. And again, we want to give a shout out to Tony Horn. Thank you so much for the kind words. Now, as far as what we've got wind-wise today, this is what's going to unlock the warmer temperatures. We've got sunshine, but it's the southwesterly wind that will really carry our air temperatures well into the 70s coming up this afternoon. If you're looking for lunch plans, I would highly suggest trying to find something outside. It's going to feel amazing out there coming up as we head towards noon, 1 and even 2 p.m. Air temperatures by that point will be in the low to mid 70s. A bit of a breeze, but it will be a warm breeze. And again, lots of sunshine to go around. Now, later on tonight, as the cold front rolls through, we may see a little bit more cloud cover coming in. Those clouds will not produce any sort of raindrops across the east, but they will help keep air temperatures a little bit warmer. I know it's ironic that a cold front coming in will keep our air temperatures warmer overnight, but we will end up in the mid-50s coming up for tomorrow morning, at least to start the day at around 7 a.m. From there, we will return to the low 70s in the afternoon. With that cooler air through the area coming up tomorrow, again, will become more pronounced, more so on Thursday and Friday, particularly with your overnight lows. That's when we're really going to be seeing, again, some chilly conditions. Low 40s, possibly even upper 30s showing up for your really Thursday morning, Friday morning, and Saturday morning, thanks to that area of high pressure. Now, normally, again, a high will create very clear and sunny skies. That tends to warm us up on some days, but overnight, it leads to a massive cool down. So note your overnight lows for, again, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday nights down around 41, 42 degrees. That is going to make it feel like we're getting closer and closer to the first frost of the season, but inland areas closer to I-95 could actually end up in the upper 30s over those days. Now, I think most of eastern North Carolina will again be in the low 40s. That's why we have it forecasted in the low 40s. But there will be a few spots, particularly around Roanoke Rapids, possibly Rocky Mount, maybe even a Hosky, areas that tend to be a little bit cooler than the rest of eastern North Carolina. Those areas, again, should end up seeing the upper 30s there Thursday morning, Friday morning, and possibly Saturday morning. Just a warning, those areas will frost first. I don't know if we'll have a frost this go round, but we're certainly getting close to that first average frost date, which usually comes end of October into the early portion of November. Coming up this weekend, sunny skies. Stick with us. We'll have a chance of rain showing up possibly Monday, more so into Tuesday. Those raindrops, again, continue to get pushed back, something we don't need to worry about anytime soon. Unfortunately, though, we are looking again at an abnormally dry to moderate drought conditions across most of eastern North Carolina, and that likely will not change until obviously until we get some rain into the area, but that's going to be difficult to do as October and November tend to be some of the drier months in eastern North Carolina. Now that's all we have time for today's 10 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, have a fantastic Tuesday.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by ENC Pirate Realty.